Hello everybody. Well, this is what's been happening to me. More of my work, I do a lot of my work on the computer, and I do my studying on the computer, and then a lot of my pastimes have been on the computer, and I am just feeling like the computer is starting to take more and more of my life, and I'm thinking I need time away from the computer. So I've decided to learn how to sew. Now, I've sewn before, but not quite in an official type way. I mean, I never used a real pattern, and I like with my dolls, when I used to make them clothes in the past, I would trace out the doll's form, and I would cut that out of a piece of paper, and then I would make clothes from that. And actually they turned out pretty well, considering. But my stitches, which I sewed by hand, were sometimes a little jagged, and and sometimes the cuffs would be a little, something would be just a little bit off, but I decided I would finally learn how to sew by hand. And I didn't have a lot of money, though my mom was nice enough to wind up paying for this. Since, I often pay for, like, I paid for the mailbox and all that, so, I'll pay for home repairs sometimes, and then she kind of, reciprocates by, buying me some part of my, something that goes along with my interest. So I'm not mooching, folks, so don't write that. It's kind of a give and take there. So, anyway, I decided to try to learn how to sew, real sewing, and so I chose this pattern. I didn't have a lot of money, and I figured, well, if I made a Barbie dress, that would, it'd kind of give me a little introduction to sewing, and it's a small project, and it probably wouldn't cost as much, though I was kind of surprised at how much that did cost. But so I don't know if I chose this most simplest outfit of all of these. I decided to make that. I don't know if that's quite a great idea, but so you look on the back, and the doll clothes come in 3 sizes, 10.5, 11.5, which is usually the size of the Barbie dolls, which is what I'm making it for, and 12.5. So, anyway, so the pattern tells you how much fabric you need, like for instance with the dress I'm making. Dress and detachable train, 45 inches, or well, 3/4 yard for a size small, 7/8 yards for a size medium, and 1 yard for a size large. My mom actually told me maybe I should get the large, do the large, so that if I make a mistake I have some extra material. Contrast lace over bodice and sleeves, 1/4 yard. Tulle for veil and dress skirt lining, 1/2 yard. And then, they talk about the lace edging and the hook and loop tape, and I didn't really know any of this stuff, but my mom helped me out. So, the crown, the tiara, I'll make a little later. So, so that's the pattern. It's 1955 Simplicity. I think it's still in print. So these are the fabrics I got for the wedding dress. This is going to be the dress. When I was looking for it, there was 2 things. I wanted something that was relatively inexpensive, and I wanted something that was washable. And I cannot believe how expensive bridal fabrics really are, you know. I was thinking, you know, this is a good reason to go to Las Vegas and get married in your regular clothes in one of those chapels for, you know, with Elvis impersonators and all that. I was thinking, you know. Now, this was one of the cheaper fabrics. It was only $7.99 per yard. The ones I saw could go up to $15 per yard. And I mean, if you think about what a regular wedding dress, I mean, a Barbie dress takes 1 yard, you know, or for a 12-inch doll it takes 1 yard. So, you know, it is amazing how expensive they are. So this is going to be for the dress. And that was $7.99 a yard. And then this is going to be for the bodice. I have to admit, I spent a little more with the bodice. I mean, I probably could have gotten a cheaper lace, but this was really pretty. And so this is going to be for the bodice. After I came home, I was covered in glitter, you know. So the bodice is, it's going to be this part here. So this was oddly enough the most expensive of the fabric. This was $12.99 a yard, but I didn't need as much of it. So it probably wasn't that much. How much did I need of that? I only needed 1/4 of a yard, so it probably wasn't that much. And this is the veil, and this was the cheapest of the fabric. This was only $1.49 a yard. It was on sale though. So oh, and it's also going to be the lining for the underdress too. So that, let me see if there's a receipt in the bag. Oh wait, I have the bag over here. Okay, oops. Oh no, probably my mom took, oh well, no, my mom took the receipt. Anyway, I don't really know how much it was, but because, you know, it's by the yard, but if you get less, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be less money. So, I'll tell you at a later date. So, this will be part of my, I'll be uploading videos and showing you guys the steps I go through and, you know, and all the challenges and etc., etc. So, hope you enjoy it. My mom just told me that the reason why she had gotten this pattern was because this wedding dress, it's a doll version, but it's the wedding dress that Kate Middleton wore. We had an adult version of, you know, for adults, you know, and that was a very good pattern for me. I sold 4 copies on eBay, so that was a really nice pattern for me to sell. And but this is the Barbie version of it. Okay, this is starting to look a little intimidating. This is, so what you look for in a pattern is this little white thing that gives you your instructions. And there's some general instructions up there. I find them kind of hard to understand. And then you look for your dress and that you're going to be doing, and then you look and it says use pieces. Well, it tells you the pieces you need to use, and so you find them on this the big pattern. This stuff is you have to be really careful when you unfold these. I almost tore it because I didn't notice that one part it hadn't folded out. So, and then it likes to kind of blow up too. And then trying to, the pieces you don't need, you fold it back, and good luck trying to get it back into the the little folding thing, or the, you know, its little packaging. So this really kind of reminds me of my grandfather. He used to bring me home architectural plans. This is kind of what it reminds me of. So, okay, so for the actual dress and detachable train, we use 1, 2, 6, 7, and 8. So there's 1, 2, 6 is over here, 7 and 8. And then the contrast lace and over bodice sleeves is 3 and 4 and 5. So 3, 4, 5. And the tulle for veil and dress skirt lining is 6 and 9. So 6 again, and 9 is over there. So, okay. Hello. Okay, so I had my mom help me a little bit. Okay. They tell you to pre-shrink and iron all your fabrics. My mom says she doesn't usually bother to do that unless it's cotton. None of my stuff is cotton. So the first thing we do is we cut out the pattern. And she says she leaves a little bit of a margin when she does the patterns. And also there's some parts that she says there's sometimes some pieces, like one of them, let me see, cut one piece of number 8. Now I only see number 8, but my mom claims that sometimes they'll give you several pieces of the same number, but only one, you know, that's when you're doing different size, and one of them might be for, like in this case, one's for $10, you know, there's a pattern for the 10-inch doll, an 11.5-inch doll, and a 12-inch doll. And she claims like you'll have an 8 for maybe a 10-inch doll, and then an 8 maybe for 11.5-inch and all that. But I only see 1 8 here. So, yeah, so she says a little bit of a border just around the pattern, you know, don't or cut it exactly at the line, just give yourself a little bit of a border. So that's what we're going to do now. And she says to go ahead and cut out all the parts you need. I was going to just do the ones for the dress, but she says it's a real pain taking out the pattern, you know, in and out of the packaging, and I have to agree there. It is very, this stuff is really, really flimsy. So, and it is, it's really, it kind of reminds me of Chinese paper again, I think. But I'm not even sure if it's not more fragile than that. So, or rice paper, I don't know why okay. So, yeah, so I'm going to be doing all the parts for the over bodice and the veil and the dress, and it's all nice because it's all pretty much all right here, so I don't have to, it's not on several pages or anything like that. So that's what we'll do.